Damon from Modern Music Studio, and today I'm going to do a 30-minute lesson on the music of Pink Floyd. So some of the songs we're going to talk about is going to be Money, Comfortably Numb, Wish You Were Here, and might throw in a couple of riffs of some really old Pink Floyd tunes written by Sid Barrett if we have a little bit of time. So, alright, here we go with Money. Now Money, I'll play the riff a little for you. So what's interesting in that is the timing. For one thing, it's in 7/4. So it's a slow moving beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it is based off of a B power chord. So you got your B, 5th string, 2nd fret, going to the octave of the B, the 4th fret of the G string, and then to the 5th in between, coming back down with that bass note. So that's the first part. So I'll probably put up a tab around now to show you the whole riff. I'm going to play the riff while you're looking at this tab. Okay, so what we got there is we have the B, F sharp, back to B. And then we got F sharp here on the big string, 2nd fret, to the A on the 5th fret. And then we have the B and the D back to the B here on the 5th string, 2, 5, 2. So the whole riff. Okay, so when he starts singing, a little bit into the line, he adds a couple more notes to it. So when the vocal starts, like money, get away, get a good job with more pay, okay. See how that worked out? So na 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 na, then you're back to me. Okay, so let's try that. I'm going to count that out and let's try to play that together. So, and we're going to do from the beginning of the verse, so we will have that little extra part put in there, okay? So here we go. And I'm going to count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we'll do the verse here. Money. Second part, money. So you say, I'm getting the words wrong, but you get the idea. Okay, so that's that part. Now we're going to go into then we're back to the beginning again. So that new part started with the ending of the previous riff with those notes, and then we have F sharp to the C sharp to the lower F sharp. So basically another power chord kind of setup. Then A, C sharp, F, F, E, B, E. So. So I'll show the tab of that whole thing right now. So let's play that from the F sharp. And I'm going to say 5, 6, 7 for a count in. So 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's do that same thing one more time. 5, 6, 7. from there it goes back to the beginning part again. So we can go through, let's go through the whole thing, say it's a verse. So, money, F sharp coming up. All right. So then as that goes on, we're going to have a part, we get into like a sax solo, and the backing notes, the rhythm notes for the guitar solo also are a little chromatic thing that's like... So that's just B, D, like D flat, C, back to B. So like 8 times on that one. And then down to the 4 chord, the E. Back to the B. F sharp, and then you got this riff. Okay, so when we went to the E, let's look at those notes again. So we got B, D, D flat, C, B. So 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, that kind of thing. Let's say we did that 8 times. We're going to go to the E down here. This is E. You got G here on the 5th fret, G flat, F, and back to E. And does that 4 times, I believe. I always listen to the song and double check, you know. And then we're going back to the B. And then the F sharp. Same thing, same frets and stuff. And then we have this riff, and that's B, 4th fret on the G string to the A. So we got 4th fret, 2nd fret, and then 5th fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, and then the chromatic. So all together we got. Okay, so let's try that riff together. I'll put up the tab here. 1, 2, just that last little riff, the descending thing. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do that one more time. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this time let's do it again, but let's go back to the other descending boom, 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 boom. It's after that riff. Because the solo, the guitar solo, is broken up into, it's like 3 sections long with that riff in between, kind of each section. So let's go from this descending riff into this. Okay, let's try that. And I'll put the tab of that up here too. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so then at one point before the guitar solo gets cooking, they get into it. Okay, and they're back when he starts solo. And he's doing his solo out of the B minor pentatonic scale. And so that's pretty much it for that song, most of the parts. Plenty to learn within the guitar solo and everything. But let's just kind of go through everything one more time here. So I'll give you that 5, 6, 7 count, and we'll get into this. 5, 6, 7. Verse. Money, get away. And then we have that longer part. Get a good job with more. next part. We're going to go to that F sharp thing. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to go into the chromatic thing. 2, 3, 4. Back to the B. Then the F sharp. Mess that up. So let's do that again. 2, 3 from the F sharp. 2, 3, and then that riff. Let's go over that F sharp one more time. 2, 3, 4. And then the riff. That's how they get into the solo. And when they're done with the solo and they get that, they're going to go back to the main riff of the song. Sorry, screwed it up. Alright, so that was Money. Next we're going to do Wish You Were Here. So Wish You Were Here, we're going to start with the easy part of Wish You Were Here. This is the verse chords. When it's like, so you think you can tell, all that kind of stuff. So this is a nice, easy little strumming thing. It's going to be C, D, A minor, G, and then the C and D reverse to a D to C, but still you keep the A minor, G. So 3, 4... to the D, A minor to G, and then D to C this time. A minor G again. And when he does I believe it does a double verse kind of thing at the second, later in the song, and he would just come from that A minor to G. Yeah, did they get you to trade? You're right back to that C for the second half. D to C this time. So that's the verses, that's the easy part of the song. Now we're going to deal with that intro riff. So the intro riff kind of comes out of, whether you want to call it E minor pentatonic scale or G major pentatonic scale. It's going to start with the G. So that was a hammer-on in the 5th string from the A to the B note. So G, A to B, and then open D to the E note right there. When you hit that E note, you're going to an E minor chord. And that's got this D on top and G on top. So it's got a higher kind of ring, different kind of inversion sound to it. You got these two down here for a normal E minor. So you got all your fingers in there. You got to open, 2, 2, and then open G, and then 3, 3 on the bottom. So that's just another form of an E minor 7 chord. So. So you kind of wait there and you get a down, down, up, or up, up, down, kind of thing again. And that's your open G to the 2nd fret, D string to the open, then you're going back to a G chord there, so all together. we have an A sus4. We've got that A bass that opened itself up. So the progression kind of went to an A chord there. It's kind of an A suspended. So it was to the A, riff again, back to the E minor, and then to the A again. And then a little acoustic guitar solo starts. So we're going to talk about that too. Let's try to play through this intro. Remember, it's you got your riff, and then your E minor 7. You got your other riff, and you're back to G. And that thing happens twice. Right, same stuff. And then when you get to the riff again, this time you're on your E minor, you're going to that A, and you're going to go. That was 2 open, 2 open, you got this chord, and that's a 2 on the 4th string, 3 and 3 on the bottom, just like the other chords had, you know, the E minor. So these fingers stay up there for most all of this stuff. So once again, to the A, E minor to A again, 2 open, 2 open, and then a little. That's your 5th string, that's your A to your B, back to your A. So here's that solo. So let's take that apart. So, and you'd have 2 guitars, you know, maybe doing this, and if you did, you wouldn't have to do sort of the little riffs in between. You could take that space and just do the main lead thing. So anyway, it's going to come out of this riff. So that's your standard kind of E minor pentatonic sort of bluesy riff there. You're going from your 2 to the 4 with the 3 underneath, letting them ring. And then 5, 4, 3, and then a double pull off to the open D. So that was 4, 2 open on the 3rd string to the D string. Okay, so let's try all that again. So let's see, let's go. Here we go. Now the second time, that's the 3s on the bottom string to the 5 and back. And then 2 and 3 to the opens there. So that one slid down. Quick slide. Some slides are quick. That's when you'll see that around it, you know, because you know the emphasis is on the 2nd note, not the 1st note. So that's an instance of that. So that was a normal one. And then that was a faster one. And then we're going to start with this note bent up. Okay, so and then okay, so that's the 4th fret bending up and getting 3, 5, bend that note again, down to the A there. So, whoops, and then the bend. Okay, so we can try that whole solo again. I'll put the tab up here, and see, let's try that again. So we're going to do from the little lead-in riff into that solo. 1, 2, 3. Right to the C for the verse. D this time before the C. Very end of the song, for like the live version and stuff. Okay, so moving along, that was Wish You Were Here. So next up is Comfortably Numb. So Comfortably Numb, B minor is your first chord. Go to A, then go into G. So we use that F sharp bass note as a little kind of pivot in between there. So let's try it again. 3 and 4. Is the G coming up, walking that F sharp to the E minor, back to your B minor. Okay, so that's easy enough. Let's try that one more time and move to the next part. 1, 2, 3, 4. That little pickup kind of thing there was part of a G chord, but with a B bass. We're not using that G bass, so we're just kind of using just the middle 4 strings, 2 open, 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 2 open, open, yeah. So we got from the A, we're going C, G. Back to the D, A, D, A. We have that walk up. C, G, C, G. Okay, so we've got B minor, A, G with the F sharp walk down to the E minor back to B minor. That's your first part. Now when we get to the D, A, D, A, there's other stuff you can do. There's like a second little guitar part that, I don't know if it's like a piano part or something. So D first is this riff. Then the A is this riff. So that's 5, 7, 5, 7, and 5, 6, 4, 7. So all you do is go down 2 frets to get to the C to G riff. It's the same thing. And after you've done that, back and forth D A D A, C G C G, and again, then you got the A. So let's look into the first solo here. So that's a D shape up on the octave. Later on, before the solo, an extra D there, then you're back to your B minor progression for the guitar solo. So let's look at that solo one time. I missed one of those notes. So it's going to be and that's the 14th fret. I think you can see mostly what I'm doing here, but that's the 14th fret, making an A kind of a shape. So there's a D. Okay, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. I'm not going to really break down every single note of that, because then we won't have enough time to finish these last couple things. Alright, so Comfortably Numb, that was. Now I think all I have time for is a couple of old Pink Floyd tracks. I'm not going to have time for Brain Damage. Apologies on that one. We'll get to that one next time. But here's a couple of old Syd Barrett era Pink Floyd tracks that I just think the riffs are interesting, the main riffs of the song. So the first one we're going to do is called Interstellar Overdrive. Now this is your big bar chord, like a big F shape type thing, up here on the 7th fret, so that's a B chord. Now what this song does, it goes. Okay, so up to speed, it's kind of like. Okay, so it's a good practice for moving those bar chords around in a chromatic kind of fashion, back and forth. So why don't we try that one more time here? 2, 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. Moving on to this last little piece, we're going to do one called Astronomy Domine, another Syd Barrett tune. So it's just kind of a progression with a little riff in the middle we're going to look at. It's an interesting progression, the way he kind of changes keys and uses chromatics and things. Very kind of creative. So here we go. This is going to be E major, going to E flat major, G, sharp. Okay, so that was the A bass, 2nd fret G string. That 4 is on the D string. So we're going to go over the whole thing again. After that, it goes to the E chord, a little sus, and we're back to the beginning. So not too much more to go happen here. So E flat, G, G sharp, A, E, suspended, back to the E flat, G, walking up to the A, but we're going up to the high A and we're going down chromatic. D sharp, and E, where we started. So let's do that high thing again, and then we are going to be done with this Pink Floyd lesson. And thanks for hanging out, and come see us at Modern Music Studio. So back to that A. Let's go from the A before that. E flat, and then the G. It's going to walk us up to that high A. Sharp, and E. Thanks a lot.